When she absorbed me, I thought it was all over. Thankfully, Gray Hair, you won this one. 1 point for the Trailblaze. Who knows? But come on, doesn't that sound insanely cool? I'm totally adding this to Miss Sparkle's 132 origin stories. Maybe we're all just masks that someone else has shed. The tavern? They might kick up a fuss about Sparksy's defeat for a few days. Maybe some foolish hotheads might even come knocking to fight you. But trust me, give it a couple days and the tavern will act like none of it ever happened. If I really am a mask, then naturally I should return to my wearer's face. But if I'm not, then maybe I need to reclaim the mask I've lost.
I understand.
Sparksy probably didn't expect that the first miracle of the Phantasmoon games wouldn't be everyone becomes her, but the Express hero defeats the villain spreading the virus. Compared to a streamer reflecting people's desires, the fearless trailblazer of the Astral Express is more of an attention grabber. That's right. Sometimes the supplicants work together, sometimes they clash. It's like a coin toss. No telling which side will land until the moment it hits the ground. At least this time, I hope it doesn't end in bloodshed. You're one step closer to an audience with Aha. Right now, all of Plain Arcadia is watching you, and all of their attention's flooding over you, and the mask you wear. Make the most of that attention. From now on, you'll represent the Trailblaze to show this world of elation what elation is. Show mercy. Or don't. No, I'm just kidding. Lower your bat. The audience in this Arcadia doesn't go easy on losers at the games. She'll lose her wish power soon enough, and the Sparksy virus will fizzle out. You can hand her over to the Department of Aberration Defense for imprisonment, or set her free. As a supplicant who's become the focus of all, I'm sure you've already made your decision, right?
So, Victor, here to claim your prize? Very well. Sparksicle has no objections to that. So what'll it be? Gonna hand me off to the Department of Aberration Defense? Lock me up as a hardened criminal? But knowing you, you're not that heartless, are you? Or maybe you want to take away my streaming account as punishment. I'll livestream 24/7 and sing praises of your valor. All right! Let what belongs to the Graffia family return to the Graffia family. But don't let this little win get to your head. You've still got a long way to go before you meet the laughter. We can keep working together. Better to have a friend at the Phantasmoon Games than another enemy, right? What? No parting words? How do you like this ending, Sparksicle? Old model. You and your powerful supporters won this one. I've got no comeback. As a mask, what do you plan to do with your original self? Who's the mask and who's the original? Shouldn't that be decided by the one left standing? Your plan is finished. Your elation has been eliminated. You're the one who should be called the old model. That elation isn't mine. It's the elation everyone chose. And besides, wasn't it your idea in the first place? What? You told me to leave you behind. You also told me to take the idea and its relevant memories and go chase my dream. Ugh. That's totally something Miss Sparkle would do. How do you like this ending, Sparkle? How does that joke go again? Take the mask from a masked fool, and what's left but a fool? But take the fool out of a masked fool, and all that's left is the mask. Come on, Sparkle. Time to end this little charade. No show is complete without a curtain call. Shall we become one at last? Bang! Ladies and gentlemen, are you having fun? A friendly reminder from Miss Sparkle. Don't underestimate the Phantom Moon Games. You won't get another opening act as spectacular as this Sparksicon, you know.
Sparksy. No. Sparkle? Which one is which?
Perhaps it was just a masked fool playing a harmless trick under the watchful eyes of the gods. Or maybe she just wanted to remind us that the elation in plain Arcadia has become something even the gods no longer recognize. In any case, everything here has come to an end. We should move on and unravel the next plot. Indeed. I want to investigate and find out who exactly created that place and why. Let me know when you're ready to head out. This place. It's like nothing ever happened. The ghosts are gone. "15 years ago, during the last Phantom Moon Games, I participated as a supplicant. I once believed that all it took for a supplicant to win was to show the people a magnificent miracle. And then I'd have an audience with the Eon of Elation. How foolish. How naive I was. Not everyone wants to stir up everyone's wish power in a positive way. On July 22nd, year 1984 of the Arcadian calendar, a supplicant harboring immense malice stepped into Graphia Academy. He slaughtered 22 students who had stayed behind after school, then went on to Dovebrook District, where 146 innocent civilians were either killed or wounded. That killer moved like a deranged artist, leaving corpses, imprinting his signature mark. The Bloody Bloom. The media dubbed him the Herald of Death.
It was a tragedy that the world could not forget. The Phantom Moon Games of that year came to be remembered as the Blood-Stained Games. So many parents lost their children. So many people lost those dearest to them. One of the victims was my very own daughter. Upon my return, I stood before the grave where she was laid to rest. Her name was Himeko. Forgive me. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Ryusuke, the current dean of Graphia Academy. So, this lady who bears her name, who exactly are you?
15 years ago, when I made up my mind to join this Phantom Moon Games, my father wasn't with me. Even as I fought for my life against the Herald of Death, my father was still off somewhere, wandering the cosmos. Strictly speaking, ever since I can remember, his presence in my life has been as thin as the air in space. So, I would ask you, who bears his name? Who exactly are you?
Welcome back to the Arcadian Morning Report Special Edition. We continue to bring you updates on the Phantom Moon Games.
SparksyCon hosted by Supplicant Sparksy came to an abrupt end less than an hour after it began!
Under the watchful eyes of the entire network, the Nameless from the Astral Express went head-to-head with streamer Sparksy in a spectacular showdown. Unbelievable! I used to think all of the Trailblazers' fight scenes in director Rekka's latest film, Holy Grail Stay Night, were just special effects. Turns out he's got real moves.
We'll continue following the Astro Express's activities and bring you...
Breaking news! Around 4 p.m. today, the Security Bureau uncovered multiple corpses at the Sinwish Syndicate's headquarters in Dovebrook District. Initial reports suggest violent infighting among gang members as the cause. Even more shocking, an IPC employee was found dead at the scene. According to the investigation, the victim was identified as Lyndon Scott.
Lyndon Scott, age 34. Field operative in the Strategic Investment Department. Ring any bells, Mr. Ashvale?
Never heard of him. What was someone from the IPC doing here?
Word is, the Sinwish Syndicate recently got hold of a mask. Maybe Mr. Scott came to negotiate for the Phantom Moon Games, and got caught in the fallout. Apologies for interrupting your work, Mr. Ashvale.
Wouldn't call it an interruption. The mess at Graphia Academy cleared itself up. But this...
Initial assessment. 33 Sinwish Syndicate members. Leader Polwave included, along with second-in-command Costide, were murdered in the same time frame.
Costide.
The victims show clear signs of trauma and fractures, along with massive blood loss. Exact cause of death still pending further autopsy.
These stylized handprints. We both know what they mean. Johnny Bloom. Only one person ever used that as their calling card. The Herald of Death is back.
Your suspicion isn't without merit. But that guy was executed 5 years ago.
Executed? Who witnessed it? Was the execution broadcast to the public? Who can prove he's dead? Who's to say you didn't let him out to rig this entire game?
You've heard the rule, haven't you? No one can enter the Phantasmoon Games twice. So let me give you a piece of advice. Don't let rage gnaw away at your reason. It's bad for your health. The case's info is in the dossier. Get to work. The Department of Aberration Defense isn't paying us to bum around,
Rage sparked quietly in the detective's chest, and not even the wind from Dovebrook could dispel the metallic tang of blood clinging to his nose. When he first heard the Sinwish Syndicate had obtained the mask, a grim premonition stirred within him, but he never expected it to be the omen of a friend's death.
Mr. N, he's no longer with us. Now he's just a body, another nameless casualty buried beneath a headline. People only care about the stars twinkling above, about the epic tales of the eternal conflicts among the cosmos' great figures. Compared to all that, who would mourn a small-time thug from a petty gang?
What should we do next?
I've been slacking off for far too long. It's time to make a choice.
Mr. Ashvale, if you're calling now, may I assume you've accepted my offer?
You are right, Miss Pearl.
I'll join the games.
Assuming you still need me, of course.
My offer still stands. Just like 15 years ago, the same omen returns. There are signs the Phantasmoon Games are spiraling out of control again. Mr. Ashvale, I ask for your strength to steer the Zeonic Games back on course.
All I have to offer is a heart set on revenge.
Today, 33 citizens of Plain Arcadia and one IPC colleague perished under mysterious circumstances. Someone is imitating the Herald of Death's methods, attempting to interfere with the games. Only victory can bring solace to the fallen.
No. What consoles the dead is only justice.
What's the matter? Found a better candidate? Don't I even make the short list?
This is a game shaped by the most capricious Eon. Surprises and twists are its very nature. It's only right I choose the strongest players. Even so, I have to ask, what makes you so sure that I'd hire a wanted criminal to fight in the Phantasmoon Games, instead of tossing you into an IPC cell?
Throw me in prison? But the Strategic Investment Department in Penacony clearly extended an olive branch to us Stellaron hunters. No? Changed your minds already? You suits sure turn faster than a page in a paperback. So let's cut the fluff. Give me a mask. Call it your first strategic investment in us. What do you say?
Understanding comes first, then the investment. Tell me, how do you plan to earn my trust?
Apologies in advance. Before I came to meet you, I broke into your collection room. I know what you've been working on. Imaginate. Tell me, have you heard of Zero? Greatest hacker and most feared player in all of Punk Lord?
Some say she's an emanator of elation, while others say she enters the dark zone created by Mythos, as if it were her own backyard. She caused Punk Lord's data meltdown and infected IPC branches in 28 segmenta, isolating them from each other. Most information about Zero is half true, half false, much like the rumors surrounding you Stellaron hunters. But one thing is certain. Zero suffered a major downfall, and is now a prisoner of the IPC.
It's obvious she left a deep impression on you. Traumatic, even. In that case, you should also know that ether editing and imagenesis stem from the same technological source. Or art.
I know. I've studied it.
How could I forget? You stole Zero's tech to make that lousy cash grab game Ethereum Wars. Of course, you'd know all this. But you corporate moneybags will never comprehend it. The fleeting, ever-changing power of the elation. Zero once tampered with a parameter of reality, creating an independent realm that belonged solely to her, just like that other one.
Just like Graphia. Are you willing to trade the secrets of imagenesis?
I can think about it.
Deduction. You may be lying. I've heard that those who join the Stellaron Hunters have long since abandoned the path they once walked.
Who knows? I'm in the Arcadia of Elation. Wouldn't it be a waste not to test my luck?
Deal, Ether Hacker. And to seal it with confidence, let me show you a little trick of the trade.
A hacking trick?
Not exactly professional. Negotiating while soaked in a bathtub. I took one of your data slices. This will help us have a more honest conversation.
How did you do that?
Because I've studied you, including that cyber battle between you and that genius Skrulum. I even logged into all 76 of those banned accounts. I scattered just enough data breadcrumbs online for you to sniff out, leading you to the Ashen Detective. I even let you stroll through my collection room to explore as you pleased. Miss Silverwolf, a word of advice. Don't treat that mask like some 10 Stoneheart's investment in a Stellaron hunter. Just think of this deal as something private, between you and me.
What the heck? I just blinked and suddenly half the supplicants are wearing masks? I was hoping the show would get better. Streamers clashing with cosmic heroes. A flashy brawl without anyone getting hurt. Wouldn't that have been nice? But now we've got a crow, a shell, a cat, a wolf. How many more mystery guests are crashing the stage? And this thing? When did did it sneak in? In the end, everything always spirals into the abyss. But you're the rare exception. Your first battle wasn't bad for a greenhorn protagonist. Since you came out on top, let's wipe the slate clean on that doom-filled oath. Who knows if the owners of those masks will become your friends or opponents? Or maybe one of them will bring about that terrifying future I saw in my dreams. Little one, how'd you find your way here? The supplicants in this Phantasmoon Games really caught me by surprise.
Miss March, please, look straight into my eyes. Just like that. Perfect. Now, I'll need you to repeat these next few lines after me, and do so in the same tone of voice.
Okay.
The sky is blue, not a dazzling display of sparks.
The sky is blue, not a dazzling display of sparks.
Though dazzling sparks may light up the night sky, they can never outshine the eternal silence of stars.
Are you kidding? That's one sentence? Okay, though dazzling sparks may light up the night sky, they can never outshine the eternal silence of stars?
Very good.
Very good.
The internet is both an umbilical cord and a waste duct for the mind, through which humanity's thirst for elation gave birth to the twisted Sparksy.
Whoa there! That's a bit much. Maybe he can be the one to say it?
These are the test sentences I improvised according to the guidelines from the Human and Intellitron Emotional Baseline Test. I carefully observe the subject's microexpressions and tone changes at the moment they say the name Sparksy, to check if they are infected by a mimetic virus.
So I passed the test, right?
Given how fascinating your reaction was, I clearly don't need to worry about you. Should you find yourself experiencing any livestream addiction withdrawal symptoms later, feel free to contact the Department of Aberration Defense staff. We'll provide you with a series of corrective behavioral treatments.
You're handling this like a real pro, Miss Kuchiba. Has this kind of thing happened before?
It's impossible to predict what will happen during the Phantasmoon Games. Once, a supplicant reversed the definitions of truth and lies, which nearly caused massive civil unrest. After that incident, we incorporated mimetic treatment into the Department of Aberration Defense's emergency safety protocols. Sparksy Khan didn't cause any casualties this time. But if your partner hadn't stopped Sparksy from spreading the virus, she might have turned into a calamity-level aberration. Without proper containment measures, a calamity-level aberration can destroy dozens of cities as it spreads. That's the scale we're talking about. That's the Department of Aberration Defense's term for them. It usually refers to Imaginae infused with wish power who have lost control and begun to run amok. Over time, though, it's become a label that gets slapped onto any hazardous entity.
You? An aberration? What are you talking about? Though, I gotta say, you do look pretty weird with that mask on.
Don't tell me you're a Cosmicon collective player. The Department of Aberration Defense's hazard ratings are nothing like the power ratings in some card game. Right then, that's all for the required checkup. If you're interested in aberration calamity threat levels and how they're classified, you might want to take a look at this document. However, do bear in mind that causing damage of the aforementioned scale during the Phantasmoon games will cause you to be classified as an aberration and dealt with accordingly. Before I leave, there's one more thing I need to tell you. Remember Lyndon Scott? The man who served as your tour guide. He was murdered.
What? Yeah, the Scott we knew was, a really tenacious opponent.
We're sure. Both the ID and genetic information of the deceased match that of Mr. Scott's. You said he was once your opponent?
You don't suspect us, do you? I wouldn't exactly call Scott a friend, but we'd never do anything like that to him.
Easy there, young lady. I haven't even started asking questions yet. Of course, there's no way the renowned heroes of the Express would harm some lowly IPC employee simply because they had a problem with him. And more importantly, both of you have solid alibis. The initial results of our investigation suggest his murder might be connected to the Phantasmoon games. I'm informing you both of this to warn you to be extremely careful. The Phantasmoon games are far from a simple game intended for passing the time or relaxation. Anyway, I wish you success. Farewell.
Scott. Could he actually... I just can't believe it! But it was Miss Kuchiba who told us, so... it must be true. So, the Phantasmoon games. Pretty frightening, huh? What's your take? Yeah. Even though Scott pops up now and then to give us a bit of trouble, I still feel bad about him dying so suddenly during the Phantasmoon games like this. And without even knowing why.
If the killer is here for the Phantasmoon games, they might become our enemy soon.
The Phantasmoon games. Good thing Himeko entrusted this mission to the two of us. Who would have imagined that the Great March herself would be stopped at the doorstep in the very first round? Forget it. I'm not like you. I was never hero material to begin with. Normally my hands can't even keep up with my brain when I play video games. You're definitely the right person for the Phantasmoon games. It's just such a shame. We finally get a chance to vacation in Himeko's hometown. And I thought we'd make some happy memories together. But...
I'll triumph in the Phantom Moon games in your stead.
All right. But look, don't push yourself too hard, okay, you? Remember that we've got your back. Oh, right. Where are Himeko and Mr. Yang? They must be getting examined and interrogated too, right? Why don't you send Mr. Yang a message?
You're here. Himeko hasn't mentioned her father at all in the time since I've boarded. So, what is going on between them? As you were the only one with her at the time, you're the only one I can ask.
Yeah, it really threw me for a sec when you said Himeko's father. But when you think about it, it's only natural that Himeko has a father, right? Not everyone's like me, thawed out of an ice block.
"15 years ago, the Phantom Moon games of that year came to be remembered as the blood-stained games. So many parents lost their children. So many people lost those dearest to them. One of the victims was my very own daughter. Upon my return, I stood before the grave where she was laid to rest. Her name was Himeko. So, this lady who bears her name, who exactly are you?
15 years ago, when I made up my mind to join this Phantom Moon games, my father wasn't with me. Even as I fought for my life against the Herald of Death, my father was still off somewhere, wandering the cosmos. Strictly speaking, ever since I can remember, his presence in my life has been as thin as the air in space. So, I would ask you, who bears his name, who exactly are you?
Well, look at you. What are you getting so worked up over? Just a joke. A joke. It's been 15 years after all, and you've grown into such a fine young lady. How could you expect your old man to recognize you right off the bat? So, what's with that gravestone I saw with your name on it then?
When you don't know if you'll live to see tomorrow, there's nothing strange about getting your affairs in order in advance, is there, Mr. Ryusuke?
Mr. Ryusuke? How could you be so formal with your own father? At least call me Dad like you used to, okay? Hold it. And you are... Don't tell me. Himeko, is this your child? I haven't seen you in 15 years, and now I'm a grandfather. Wait, who's the father?
That's enough! You are looking at my colleague, a new generation of trailblazer, my friend and my companion on the Astral Express. Do you understand now, Father?
You hear that? She called me father. Hello there, my friend. Sorry about that. I thought you were Himiko's son for a second there. Sorry. I'm just getting on in years. Whenever I see a youngster like you, I can't help but think my grandson would be about your age by now. I'm a painter. Most of my work involves traveling to different segmenta to complete commissions for my clients. Himiko. I know I've let too many chances to spend time with you slip away.
Just slip away? The first time we met was at Mother's funeral, when I was already 6 years old. Let's put that aside for now. Were you also too busy with work when I was suffering from a weathering curse?
You might not believe me, but I've been running around for your sake all this time. All these years, I've been trapped in this room that represents the past that I imaginated. And I've never left it.
You didn't know about me becoming the Express's navigator either?
15 years. The Express never stopped here once. You didn't even leave behind so much as a single word to indicate you were still alive. And the Department of Aberration Defense completely sealed off all records of what happened during those Phantom Moon games. I did hear many rumors about the Astral Express, though. I even saw the navigator's name. At first, I thought it was just someone else with the same name. And even when curiosity drove me to look up your picture, I still didn't dare believe that the woman so full of poise and grace was my daughter. She'd grown up safe, becoming a living legend in her own right. I thought about contacting the Express, but what if their navigator was just someone who happened to share the same name? I've been clinging to an absurd notion that if I never sought the answer, there was still a 50-50 chance my daughter was still alive. But if I found the answer, and it was no, then she would truly be dead. So, Himiko, how did you...
I'd rather not tarry here too long. I'll be taking my leave now, Dean. The Express has defeated the supplicant that occupied this school and prevented another tragedy like the one 15 years ago. Now it's time for you to fulfill the duties you failed in back then. Go comfort those students, and see if you can't figure out how to deal with the media bombardment while you're at it.
Failed in my duties. So, still mad at me? Can we talk? Sorry, kid. This might be a bit abrupt, but... has Himiko ever mentioned her surname to you? I'm a failure of a father. I broke her heart. But... what exactly happened 15 years ago? I can't believe it. She actually survived the weathering curse. Have you heard the tale of the legendary painter Graphia, who hid everything on this planet's surface within a scroll? It is said that to achieve such a monumental feat, she made a forbidden exchange, sacrificing both her own life and that of her descendants, resulting in the weathering curse. Few descendants carrying the Graphia bloodline have lived past 30. Most of them wither like flowers while they're still young, skin cracking and peeling like dried paint. Himiko was no exception. She was tormented by the curse for years. I did doesn't matter anymore. The Elixir Seekers' folk remedies, the Intelligentsia's guild treatments. I tried them all, but nothing could reverse the curse. All the time spent searching for cures only resulted in me not being by her side when she needed me the most. In the end, I am nothing but a useless father. I'm just a useless son-in-law who married into the family. Strictly speaking, I can't really be considered a Graphia descendant. You're right. I just didn't realize it quickly enough. How she got through it, how she survived, none of that's important. What matters is that my daughter is back. That's all I need. If I may ask a small favor, would you mind showing me where my daughter works? I want to make up for all the care I failed to give her all those years. I want to get to know my daughter better.
Truly a memorable father-daughter reunion. Brings up some memories of my own home as well.
There goes Mr. Yang with that knowing look again. Just what kind of parent-child relationship are we talking about anyway?
When I was a child, my parents were also always busy with work and were unable to spare a moment for me. As a child, I couldn't help but feel resentful. It wasn't until I became a father myself that I understood how they felt when they were forced to sacrifice the time we could have spent together.
So, did you already promise to give Mr. Ryusuke a tour of the Express? I thought as much. After all, it's Himeko's dad. So, where is he?
Ah, everyone's here. Sorry to keep you all waiting. I'm truly grateful to all of you for looking after my daughter.
Not at all. She's the one who's been taking care of us.
Would you all be so kind as to show me around? So, this is the Astral Express. Really lives up to its reputation. It's even more impressive than I imagined. As to be expected, of course, huh? It's the place where my daughter works. By the way, what's the pay like for a navigator? Does a position come with insurance and an annual bonus?
Talk about parental love. First thing out of his mouth is asking about her salary. Like I'd have a clue. Help! A little backup here? Nice one. Parents can probably relax as long as their kids aren't making less than they are, right?
Really? Don't underestimate me, kid. I've got big shots from across the cosmos on my client list. While I wouldn't say my work is worth a king's ransom, my fees are nothing to sneeze at.
Mr. Ryusuke, please rest assured. None of the Express crew ever lack for money. We not only receive support from members of the Genius Society, but also from prosperous commercial worlds, such as the Planet of Festivities.
Ah, good, good. Hearing you say that is a huge relief, Mr. Yang. Speaking of which, what kind of work does being a navigator generally entail?
Don't you underestimate Himeko either. Her daily duties include, charting navigation routes, calibrating warp jumps, and technical maintenance. Not to mention she's always guiding the Nameless on missions.
Oh, my daughter is really something else, isn't she?
Of course! Every time we return safely from a trailblazing expedition, it's all thanks to Himiko's guidance and protection. She's the backbone of the Astral Express. Hey, come on! You're just trying to stir up trouble. If Himiko's the backbone of the Express, then our conductor is the absolute cutest and hardest working of all. Right, Pom Pom?
Oh? We got a new passenger? This gentleman does look kind of familiar. No wonder he felt so familiar. How are you, Mr. Ryusuke?
Conductor? Oh. So you must be my daughter's superior, huh? Well, thank you for taking such good care of her all this time.
Superior? That's way too formal. It's Himiko who's been taking care of the Express and everyone on it.
He's... What is he doing on the Express?
It's all my fault. I was just curious about your daily work, so I asked your colleagues to show me around. And I know I didn't ask your permission first. Just please don't be mad, Himiko.
Mad? Why would I be mad? Mr. Ryusuke, welcome aboard the Astral Express. Is there anything else you'd like to see? I can show you around.
Well, I know you'd rather keep your distance from your good-for-nothing father. You're on a journey, and it's rude of me to barge in like this. But it's been way too long since we last saw each other. As your father, I want to get to know you better. Make up for all the time we've lost. At least while you're staying here. Please allow me to show you some of the fatherly care and devotion I owe you. Will you?
Excuse me? Why don't the two of you go to the party car? Shush, get the drinks ready.
Shush. All right. I'll go make some tea.
That's just our domestic robot's name. Come on, Father. People are resting here. Let's not disturb them. Oh, and, come with us. I want to talk about the Phantasmoon games, not just personal matters.